friends, we will start a topic law of motion in ninth standard. In this chapters, we study the velocity, speed, its displacement, distance. These are the concepts you already study, is it? So, what is the speed? Yes, you already know that speed equal to what? Total distance covered upon total time taken. That's speed. Is it correct? After that, velocity, displacement upon time. Is it correct? Yes. So after that, for your homework purpose or your understanding purpose, I given to homework for page number 3. Correct. So now we can start page number 4. Uniform and non-uniform linear motion. Okay, so what is meant by uniform? Are you heard the word uniform before that? Yeah, yes, correct. So uniform motion is the motion in which a body cover equal distance in very small or equal interval of time. Okay, so what we mean that, so equal interval of time in equal distance will be covered, that's called uniform motions, is it? So obviously non-uniform motion is opposite of that, so you can write on comment section or write on your notebook non-uniform motions. Yes, or think about that. Non-uniform motion is the motion in which body cover unequal distance in equal interval of time. Is it? So that's a yes. So observe this graph table. So we will be easy to understand what is the actually meaning of the non-uniform or uniform motions. Okay, so here is a given that Amar, Akbar and Chani are traveling in different car with different velocity. Okay, so what is meant by velocity you already know about that is correct. So distance covered by them during the different time interval are given in the following table. Okay, so here is a given the is in this table is the time given here 5 p.m. 5:30 means half 30 minute of time interval with there. So the distance covered by Amar in kilometer is the first of all starting with 0 everyone, after that is the 20, 40, 60 and up to 120. Okay, same way is a Akbar is starting 0, after that 30, sorry 1836 up to 120. After that Antony is 40 to 84. Is it? So changing distance. So what will be up to passing the time distance will be covered. Is it correct? But what actually distance covered with equal interval of time? Here the time is equal. Is correct? Every interval is a 30-minute gap is there. Is it correct? Okay, so here's what will be time, time is a 30-minute gap, so what will be distance gap? There is a 20 minute 20 kilometer, here is a 20 kilometer, here is a 20 kilometer, here is a 20 kilometer, here is also 20 kilometer, means everywhere is Amar travel a 20 kilometer in half hours. Is it correct? So next is 18 kilometers in half hours. Yes, correct. Here is a 14 kilometers in half hours. Okay, so means what? Equal interval, they travel a equal distance. Is it correct? So that is a what? Which type of motion is there? Yes, obviously uniform motion. Equal interval of time, equal distance will be covered there. That's a uniform motion. Understood that? Okay, so now we can observe that the equal distance covered in equal time is called uniform motion. Is it? So now next concept is that use your brain and tell me that the answer of below questions. Okay, what is the time interval between the noting of distance made by Amar, Akbar and Anthony? So what is time interval? Yes, what? 30 minutes. Okay, everyone has a 30 minute. What will be 30 minutes? Correct? Time interval is 30 minutes. Okay. Yes. So next one is that who is a cover equal distance in equal interval of time? Who has cover equal distance in equal interval of time? So all three has cover equal distance in equal interval of times. Is it? So third one is that are all distance covered by Amar in fixed time interval is the same? Yes. Considering the distance covered by Amar, Akbar and Anthony is a fixed time interval, what you can say about their speed? So their speed, what will be speed there? Their speed will be different. Why? Or same? There is a 20, here is a 40, here is 40 kilometer per hour, here is the speed, here is a 36 kilometer per hour, here is a 28 kilometer per hour. Means 1 hour they travel this speed. So that's called kilometer per hour. Is it? So 40 kilometer, 36 kilometer and 18 kilometer per hour. That is the speed of that. So if an object cover unequal distance in equal interval, it is said to be moving a non-uniform speed. Is it correct? So equal distance in what? Unequal distance in equal interval of time. So if any object unequal distance in equal interval, it said be non-uniform speed or non-uniform motion. Is it? So where is the example that if suppose you are traveling in a highway, okay, so after that you go to the one village or near to the school, there is a speed breaker. Is it correct? So their speed will be automatically decreases. So if you speed consider that, you can consider is the average speed. Okay, in highway speed is approximately 80-60 kilometer per hour, and in the near to the village or in school area or near to the breaker, their speed will be 20 to 30 kilometer per hour. Is it? So what will be in 5 minutes in village location or in traffic area, you can cover at least 2 or 3 kilometer distance in 20 minutes, but in 20 minutes in highway you can cover, yes, approximately 40 to 30 kilometer distance in highway. Is it? So that will be equal time is there, whereas in traffic location you also 20 minutes for 3 kilometers. Is it? And in highway location you will be cover in 20 minutes 30 to 40 kilometers. So that means your time is 20 minutes. Okay, everywhere 20 minutes in highway you cover approximately 40 kilometers. Is it? Forty kilometers. But in traffic location in 20 minutes max to max, in traffic location max to max will be cover how much distance? 5 to 5 kilometers. Means here equal time is there, but the distance will be different. Is it? So that will be non-uniform motion or non-uniform speed is there. Is it? So that will be different. Understood that? Yeah. Acceleration. So what is the acceleration? So change in velocity with respect to time. Is it? So acceleration is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time is acceleration. Okay. Is it? So here is let's example you can read that take 1 meter long plastic tubes and cut into lengthwise into two halves. Okay, uh, one of the channel speed is pieces. Okay, take one of the channel chef piece, place one at the end of the ground and hold another in the height of the ground as shown figure like this. Okay, you can hold that like this. Okay, so yes, let's take a small ball and release it from the upper end. You can release the one small ball from your upper end. Okay, yes, like this. Okay, observe the velocity of ball as roll down along the channel. So what will be observed, that what is the speed of that ball roll down this channel. Okay, yes, the velocity, it is the velocity same at all point? No, obviously not same. It will be different for all this, is it? Observe the velocity change at move from top to middle and bottom. You can observe here velocity difference, here is also difference, and here is the also difference. Here is the change in velocity is there. Is it correct? Yes, or change in speed will be there. You must have all play in slide in the park. You know that while sliding down the velocity is less at the top. Okay, if you suppose sliding down is there, so velocity will be less at the top. Okay, so velocity will be less at the top and increases in middle. Where the increases in middle side, there will be increases in velocity, and zero at the end. Okay, means the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Means what? Here the change in velocity from top, middle and bottom, is it? So that is the change in velocity with respect to time is nothing but a acceleration. Okay, change in velocity, where is the change in velocity in the ball? That change in velocity from top to bottom, is it? So here the top is a less velocity, middle is a high velocity, and at bottom is a very less velocity or zero velocity, is it? So change in velocity with respect to time is nothing but a acceleration. So for example, you consider that, yes, for example, if, yes, if a body move in a straight line. Okay, okay, if here is given that acceleration, if a initial velocity is u, means starting point is a very less velocity, if our consider that u. Okay, so starting is a u. Okay, starting is a u velocity. Okay, and time is t, and it changes the final velocity v. Okay, at the bottom is the final velocity and top is the initial velocity. So initially velocity is considered as the u letters and time t, and it changes final velocity into v. So acceleration what will be here? So change in velocity. Change means what? Here is the initial or final. There is difference between initial and final is the change there. Is it correct? Yes. So acceleration is denoted by a, and final velocity you already know that what final velocity is the u and initial velocity, sorry, final velocity is the v and initial velocity is the u, and time taken for is the t time is there. Okay, so here the formula for acceleration equal to change in velocity upon time, is it? So here the what is change in velocity? So final velocity minus initial velocity. Final velocity is the bottom and initial velocity is the top. So final minus initial, you get the change in time, sorry, change in velocity will be there. So here you got a change in velocity here. Okay, so change in velocity here, this one. Okay, if the velocity of an object change during a certain time period. Okay, if the velocity of an object change during a certain time period, then it is said to be accelerated motion. Is it? Yes. If time passes, velocity also change. Is it? If the velocity of object change during the certain time period, then it is said to be acceleration. The top of the ball is there less, and middle of there is a more, and bottom is the very zero or less. Is it? So that is change in velocity with time passes is called acceleration. An object in motion can be two types of acceleration. What will be type? Two types there is a velocity may be change, or means positive change or equal like this. Okay, if a velocity change in equal amount in equal intervals, is it? So like a same uniform or non-uniform motion like that. Okay, if an velocity change by equal amount in equal intervals, the object is said to be uniform acceleration. The object is said to be uniform acceleration or uniform acceleration. Uniform means equal amount. Yes, velocity change in equal amount in equal interval of times, that's a uniform acceleration. And as opposite of that, the velocity change unequal, what? Unequal amount in equal interval of time is said to be non-uniform acceleration. Okay, so understood that? First of all, uniform motion, non-uniform motion. Yes, after that, uniform acceleration and non-uniform acceleration. How to calculate acceleration? Change in velocity upon time. How to change in velocity? Calculated that final velocity minus initial velocity. That purpose you can calculate the change in velocity. Is it? So change in velocity upon time is the acceleration, and the formula is that a equal to v minus u upon t. The may be asked in examination, there theoretical numerical is there mostly in physics part. Okay, so they may be asked a problem related to that. Okay, yes. So now positive and negative and zero acceleration. So there will be acceleration negative or positive or zero also. Yes, so that will be studied in here. Okay, yes. So positive acceleration and negative acceleration. Up to this you are clear? Yes. If in doubt, you can ask me. When an object is at rest in beginning, is your brain problem. Okay. When an object is at rest in beginning of its motion, what is initial velocity? What will be initial velocity? What? Obviously, the velocity will be 0. Okay, next, when an object comes in the rest at the end of the motion, what is final velocity? Any object in rest in condition, their velocity is 0. Is it? Yes. Okay, are you okay with that? Fine.